Hey, welcome back to Fostoria, Ohio Motor Reaver Club. Got a mail call, and also I'm going to talk about Atlas switches. Um, Maybe give some people some pointers. This is from Moms and Sons Rail Fans. This is so cool. A star. That is so cool. And I know I already did a video on this, but I thought about doing something. I'll show you what I'm going to do here in a minute. But I really appreciate this. Now, I have trouble reading, but you guys can go ahead and pause the video if you want. Thank you so much for the card. My brother got his today too. Awesome. So what I thought about doing is trying to make a system on my wall. But the problem I got with the wall, it's in it's in a slant. So I thought about hanging them up. Let's turn that around. My niece made that. Hanging them up like something like that. So I thought about getting some hooks on a board or something and have a bunch of these because they gave me a bracelet and this. I thought about hanging stuff up. I think that'd be pretty cool. And I really appreciate Moms and Sons. And the videos they're doing is amazing. Now I'm going to talk about Atlas switches. With my water bottle here. Sorry for the lighting, it ain't the best. A lot of people really don't know some secrets, but I'm gonna go ahead and show you my secrets, what I mean by Atlas switches. If you notice, this would have been on this side. I got it flipped around. You're asking, how'd you do that? And see, this one here would have been on this side, which I flipped this bar around to the other side and used the little caboose throws. And you would notice this one would have been on this side, but I flipped that bar again on that side. And same thing with this one would have been over there. So you can flip them around. And I'll show you a good tip. And hopefully this will help out a lot of people too. Okay, now we're at the workbench. I'm using my brother's 3D printed cut. This has been custom for me, so I'm hands-free. So let's go ahead and I'll show you some different ones. These are both Atlas switches. This is Atlas. So anyway, there's two different ones. What I mean by, I don't know if you can see, these are rivets. So when you got rivets, you can't really flip them around. So I tried as much as I can to avoid these, unless you could use them in someplace else. That's great too. I'm talking about the rivets. Now, let's put that off to the side real quick. Here, I'll flip this around. The ones I like is right here. And if you have a track here, you can't really put a switch in. If you're using caboose throws, that's what you need. But you could also do it on this other side. Here, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so what I'm getting at is, say like if you do something like this and it's too close, say like you got it real close to the tracks here, and it's so tight. So what you can do, it doesn't matter if you got left or right. Okay, now I'll show you. You gotta be really careful. Sometimes I'll let my wife do this because she has longer nails. You just get up underneath there and you pull that pin down. And then you slide it down, just like that. And you come and push it down a little bit. There we go. Oh, moved a little bit. And you take this, you slide it there. You see it just popped. So anyway, it's hard to see, but there's little tiny little clips in there, or fingers people call it. But I'll flip you up underneath. You can almost see the little clips. So now you take this, and what I like to do is do one side first. You see it just popped in. Do the other one. It's flipped on the opposite side. So now, if you wanted to, you could use the same machine, or I got two different ones here. It doesn't matter which one you want to use. My bench is messy. So you could take this, and if your track is glued down or nailed, if you want to use this, just get that as close as you can there, and it'll move. This switches. I got them pushing down too hard on it. See, there it goes. But it does work. Or even there's a second notch, you could put it in there too, and there we go. You'll understand it. It works. Or even you want to do this one. You just gotta fiddle with it a little bit. Then where you're happy with it, you could take and pencil in this a little bit and then drill your hole, and you can put your screws in it. You can buy them at Ace Hardware, or any type of hardware screw would work. Or even hot gluing it down in place. But if you ain't using these, that's fine too. What you can do is, on these here, I'm sorry guys, I don't have a big enough bench. What you could do, you cut this down here off. And there's a pin hole. You just file it down so it's flat through here. So once you understand, when it's flat through here, then you can put your caboose throw, because there's already a hole made for it already. Or unless you want to get a little bit closer, you can just cut this completely off and drill a hole here for your caboose throws. So I always wanted to do this video, and hopefully this helps out a lot of people. I had an older gentleman show me this a long time ago, almost 20 years ago. He showed me this trick, which is pretty awesome, and I'm glad to share my tricks with your tips with you guys. I know a lot of people don't use these, but I like them. But I also have Atlas switches that go underneath the track, and what you want to do is get this just about straight as you want, and then you drill your hole. Then you go underneath the layout and you kind of mark this out where you want it. And then you take the track back up, and then you just drill out a slot. And then you mount your switch machine underneath the layout, and that's what we have too. We have underneath machines and also on top. I like them both. So hopefully this helps out a lot of people on everything. And that's what you got drawn. Custom made 3D printed tripod. So I drilled a hole and I built a 90 and just used some wire to hold everything straight. So that's how I got hands-free. I always wanted to do that, so I appreciate it, Nick. So hopefully this helps out a lot on everything else. And just show you here, like DJ's trains is always scared to be underneath the layout. Well, there's the switch machine, and there's the notch I was telling you about. So yeah, that's where that switch machine is. It's underneath. And that's how I done all these other caboose throws. I bought these on eBay, or Train World has them too. And I got some new track coming for here, because this here is a 24, which is great. But some of these I had to flex a little bit, but I'm having troubles to keep my distance and everything in here. I mean, everything's good, but my OCD is kicking in so bad, so I bought a new track to make it correctly in here. So, alright, I'll see you guys later, and hopefully this helps out a lot of people. Thank you so much.